Up to this Burnley Career Mode Mark 2, and the first fixture of the new season is Burnley versus Chelsea. Burnley back in the Premier League for the first time since 2010, and what an occasion it's going to be. There were 20,500 inside this ground today. Bright sunshine, a warm afternoon, and a tremendous atmosphere for what we hope will be a terrific game. Stephen Ward, as you can see, comes into the side at left back in place of Ben Mee from the Wolves man. Sam Vokes is preferred, and the Ings and Vokes partnership is reunited again in time for this season, as you can see from the lineup. Michael Carter comes into the side, he plays on the left side of midfield. Serge Gnabry, a loan signing, is amongst the substitutes, and Darren Fletcher, who's reportedly been lined up for a move from Manchester United, is still in discussions over the contract at Burnley. As for Chelsea, a surprise there in goals, as you can see. Mark Schwarzer, 33 years old, preferred up front, or preferred in goal rather. Diego Costa will play up front with Oscar in behind. Kieran Trippier never played in the Premier League for Manchester City during his spell there, played a couple of Capital One Cup games. Tom Heaton, former Manchester United young lad, never played Premier League football for the man from Old Trafford. As we look at Oscar and Willian, all this attacking talent, and Burnley probably one of the lowest budgets ever in Premier League history, but they have been given the opportunity of European football to swell the coffers slightly, as Michael Oliver is the man in charge. And Chelsea, who are title contenders themselves in their own right, is underway. Bright sunshine, off we go. So more buzzing with anticipation. Obviously Darren Fletcher hopefully coming into the club would give Burnley's midfield a bit of a competitive edge and give Vokes and Ings a bit of support. Good tackle there. Smokes tries to strike through. He's not the paciest of players, Sam Vokes. Schürrle still going over the top. Good running there by the German international. Won the World Cup, of course, with Germany during the summer in Brazil. Mike Duff, for his 10th season at Burnley, 30 grand signing from Cheltenham Town 10 years ago. Here's George Boyd, lifted it in. Oh, what a save on the line! It looked in all intents and purposes that Danny Ings had got Burnley off to a flyer, but Schwarzer on the line just kept it out. It was a close round thing, it's got to be said. Jones, oh, that was a bit loose. Costa can pick it up. Trippier's in there. Now Boyd. And the offside flag is up against Vokes. Another tight decision. As you can see, well, it was a bit tight actually. Probably half a yard in it actually, to be fair. Zuma with a free kick. Oh, he got the wires crossed. Well, one thing Burnley will show now, they're not expected to challenge for major honours in terms of stature compared to what Chelsea are, but what they do is they have that incredible, what you call team spirit. Willian, oh, beauty! Well, that's the sort of class that Chelsea have in their power. Great play by the Brazilian. Curled it past Tom Heaton and into the top corner of the net. And it's Burnley 0, Chelsea 1. Not a chance really that Tom Heaton could have done about that one. And Burnley have made the most disappointing start to the Premier League season It means now that Vokes and Ings have got to buck their ideas up. Trippier gets the ball from the dummy from Boyd. Now Vokes. Ings again waiting in the middle. Vokes was put off slightly. Ward will pick this one up. And then his head has gone straight to Oscar. And picks the ball up terrifically well. Ward again steps back. A good bunny up by Ings, but it's going to fall for Zuma now. And only had one chance when Ings' header was hooked away by Schwarzer. Off the line. Don't think it crossed the line. Trippier was gambling there because he could have took out the Chelsea player there. Tightly. One or two loose passes here from the Burnley side. And this could be trouble here now. It's Chelsea. Oh, and Scheller could have laid that back. Still Scheller. Side netting. Burnley struggling here to contain this Chelsea attack. They are being outrunning that midfield. Maybe it's just nervous tension, being a first Premier League match and all that. And look at the opposition they're sizing up to. You can understand why. Here's Vokes! Oh, what a glorious chance to bring Burnley level. He got through, had the shot, and went wide. Chelsea back by 4,000 vocal. Then from the old King's Road. Certainly the pride of West London. Marnie. Intended for Ings, but he couldn't get there. Marnie snaps in again. It's a good ball. Possibilities here for Burnley. Two in the middle. Ings is one of them. And headed over. Better from Burnley. Ings out jumping Zuma there. Even if the finish lacks a little bit in quality. Certainly mighty close. We've got the Arsenal lonely Serge Gnabry amongst the substitutes. Should Burnley need him at some point today. They haven't disgraced themselves, the Clarets, in any way, shape or form. They're still very much in this game. Here's Vokes. As Michael Ivor brings the half-time whistle. And a goal from Willian. A goal really of pure genius. Separating these two great football adversaries. And Burnley still in this game. Half-time at Turf Moor. It's Burnley 0, Chelsea 1. Welcome back to Turf Moor. Just to give you some half-times in the other games in the first round of fixtures in the Premier League. At the Emirates, it's Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 0. That London derby is certainly going to form. At the King Power Stadium, rather, it's Leicester City 0, Everton 1. At Anfield, it's Liverpool 0, Southampton 0. Same at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Swansea. Up at St James's Park, it's Newcastle 1, Manchester City 1. Good game there. At Loftus Road, it's Queen's Park Rangers 2, Hull City 1. That's another good game. 0-0 between Stoke and Aston Villa in the Midlands derby at the Britannia. West Brom leading Sunderland by a goal to 0 at the Hawthorns. And at Upton Park, it's West Ham 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Here at Turf Moor, it's Burnley 0, Chelsea 1. And there's going to be a half-time substitution. We're told it's going to be George Boyd making way. And it's going to be a debut for Serge Gnabry. In fact, a double substitution. Ashley Barnes is going to enter the fray as well. Burnley's next game, incidentally, is against Swansea City next Saturday. So 2 substitutions being made by the Clarets. And Ashley Barnes straight away into the action, gets a first touch. Slows through there. Burnley attack the back right end. And Barnes nearly makes the impact. Struck it from all 20 odd yards and cleared the crossbar by not so much. Goal kick to Chelsea. Swansea this time decides to go short. I have to come across from the central midfield there. Not seen too much of Michael Cartley as an attacking force yet for Burnley. Actually doing some defensive work and trying to find Danny Ings, who's surprisingly quite far back. Shell has kept his feet beautifully. That's wonderful skill. Oh, he's given a penalty. Well, I felt Shella went down a bit too easily. There's a lot of boos from three sides of Turf Moor who can't believe that decision from Mr. Oliver. I think it's a ridiculous penalty decision to give. Well, maybe not. Marnie was a bit clumsy, maybe, to be fair. Maybe I doubted the referee's intelligence there. Shirley comes off. The man who won the penalty. He's going to be replaced by the Belgian, Eden Hazard. Taking his time to come off the field. So it's going to be a penalty to Chelsea. Diego Costa, a new signing. What can he do now against Tom Heaton? Classic confrontation, 1v1. It's the Spaniard against the Englishman. 2-0. And Burnley now with all to do. With almost an hour played. It does look a half decision, but Marnie did trip Sherlock. And the penalty has been dispatched. Not the start to the Mark II Burnley career mode everyone was hoping for. So he's off the mark for the season, the Spaniard. 24 million it cost. There's a man now. Only cost £1 million and he almost got Burnley back in it. Danny Ings. Sportser, maybe 43 years old, but that was a save of top draw. Now it's Serge Gnabry to take the corner. Ings is lurking. Marnie has been bungled off the ball by Mikel. He's run fully 40-50 yards with the ball here. Oh, the back heel, good save by Tom Heaton. Kept Burnley with a sniff. Gnabry. Clear foul, but the referee's allowing it to go. Danny Ings. The frustrating part is Burnley haven't got through enough. Kitely. He needs support here, the poor lad. And somehow managed to find Ings, who's turned out of a cul-de-sac. Shot gets a deflection and it's a corner. Jones to take it. Jones couldn't get there. Shackle might. And easily bungled off the ball, but Burnley will still keep going for all their worth here. They've just managed to just come up stuck against the Chelsea tie, who You have just been probably that little bit too good. You've got a cheap free kick, I have to say. That looked a harsh decision. Starts went. This was always going to be a tough old start for the Pirates. Shackle. Kitely. Ings. Now can he inject a bit of vibe into the Burnley? Got the ball very well. He just can't get the shot in. That goal is deflected behind by Matic for a corner. Seems no way through for this Burnley attack. And to make matters worse, Barnes has had to go off now. That's not what we wanted to see. I think it looks as if Jukovic will have to come on for the rest of the game now. 3 minutes to go. Looks like a defeat for Burnley. Not the start we would have wanted. Still another 37 games to go. Now Jones. Oh, good purposeful running. Jones! Oh, beautiful goal! Well, that has brought some joy to the Burnley Terracers. Chelsea will probably hang on for victory, but my goodness, Burnley have scored the goal of the afternoon. Always on work, David Jones. And Burnley have pulled it back to 2-1 with a quite outstanding goal. That was a goal of sheer genius. Might not be enough to save Burnley's skin, but my word. That certainly got the Burnley fans off their feet. They might still get a point here. Can Jones keep his head? He can indeed! It's 2 each! And David Jones! Well, what genius! To nick the ball from a defender! He drew Swansea out of his goal! And Burnley have saved themselves! 2 goals in the final 4 minutes! And David Jones is the saviour. Turf Moor is shaking. 2 goals in stoppage time. And Burnley have done it. What a remarkable comeback. And there is the whistle. Chelsea were home and hosed. Diego Costa had put them 2 up after Willian had scored, but 2 goals, both individual goals from David Jones, have given Burnley a point on their return to the Premier League. Final score, Burnley 2, Chelsea 2. And a warm welcome to the Liberty Stadium, where Burnley look for their first win of the season, back in the top flight, as they go into deepest Wales to take on Swansea City. Burnley, who will be buoyed by that 2-2 draw at Turf Moor last week against Chelsea, when they had to come from 2 goals down to do it. Well, they're going to name an unchanged lineup, although there is one. They did lose a player to injury. That was Ashley Barnes, the substitute. Who, as you remember, took a knock to the elbow, and he's out for about 8 weeks. By the way, Burnley didn't get Darren Fletcher. As the land of our fathers swings around this beautiful venue. Let's have a look at the Swansea lineup. One player they need to be wary of there is Wilfred Barney, number 10. Delphi Sigurdsson plays in behind Dyer. And number 20, Montero, will tear down the wings. Shelvey and Britton will hold the midfield together in the centre. Burnley has a sound changed. Certainly starting lineup anyway. Duff and Shackle keep their places at centre back. Both Ings keep their places up top. Jekovic is the only other striker they have in the 16 who can come on and make a difference. Serge Gnabry once again starts amongst the substitutes. And the top scorer, David Jones, 2 goals. Both moments of pure genius that got Burnley out of a very difficult situation when it looked very much lost against Chelsea last week. Burnley to get us underway. Referee, Oliver. Away we go. They'll be a tad disappointed they only managed a point, but having said that, they were up against the league title favourites. As I say, one of the biggest and most difficult budgets to manage at the moment in terms of players and player transfers and wages and the like is Dean Marnie. Getting folks in behind, but Williams was there. A tall order for the Corets this season in terms of personnel and who they can bring in on that first season. It's all about establishing themselves the best way they can in the Premier League. They can have a good cup run, maybe win a cup here and there, have a good run in Europe. They've got a tough group, and the likes of AC Milan coming up as well, so that'll be a wonderful experience. A trip to the San Siro amongst others as Marley tries the shot. Blocked. And Matt getting in the way of Dean Marnie with his shot there. Boy to take the corner. Again flooded in. Fabianski came but didn't get anywhere near it. And over the top it went. Trippier. And all of, 35 yards. Really trying his luck, but his luck, unfortunately for him, wasn't quite in there at that precise moment. Goal kick taken by Fabianski. Jones' header, now Marnie. For Ings, but that's a good tackle. Can't be preferred in the side. Scott Arfield. Ings on the turn, good effort. And a flying save by Fabianski. Really good effort there from Danny Ings. Had a couple of opportunities to get on the score sheet against Chelsea last week. Didn't take any opportunities that were coming certainly his way. Here's Kitely. He's got two to his right. That's a good trick pass and a goal by Vokes. 22 minutes gone. Sam Vokes has scored. And what a lovely cross that was from Michael Kitely. And Vokes weighed in using his considerable height and frame. It was a mismatch between him and Leon Britton. But what a header it was to beat Fabianski. Halfway through the first half, and Vokes breaks his duck for the season. 23 minutes of the game gone, and Burnley are in front for the first time this season in a league game. And Vokes now tails up. He'll try anything. He didn't hit that cleanly. I know it did go along the floor. Good tackle. Had to be. Gary Monk kept Swansea up when they're having a tricky patch, certainly in the first half of the season under the previous manager, Laudrup. That's a good tackle. Nothing wrong with that at all. The referee quite rightly waving play on. Vokes tries to check back and give the Swansea defender the slip. Ings unfortunately couldn't quite do the same. Just Played over half an hour, 33 minutes in fact. And still Burnley the leaders at the moment with a 23rd minute goal from Sam Vokes. First goal of the season. Shackle. The idea was good, but the execution wasn't as precisely what it would have been. Here's Ings. Ings goes near post. It's the side netting. Really good effort there. Good move. We'll see much more enterprising play really from Burnley compared to last week, although they came back from the dead to draw 2-2. You could simply say they were on the critical list after 2 goals had gone past them. But they might be in trouble here. Wilfred Borney was in. Good last-ditch challenge from Mike Duff. And again, he's required to get across there. Make the tackle, just boot the ball out of play. It allows Burnley to get numbers back. Dyer takes the throw. Gets the ball back a second time. And Duff is nowhere to be seen. It's Dyer. Good save by Heaton. Had to be. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Folks. And he's got Kitely here. And he's through. Big moment this for Burnley. Can Kitely finish? Good save by Fabianski. Marvellous goalkeeping there by the former Arsenal man. Apparently knows he could have done a lot better than what he did. Boy with the corner. And it's loose and it's not moving clear properly. David Jones. Oh, what a cracker! 2-0. And we've got an early goal of the season contender. Magnificent strike with the left foot. And Jones clocks up goal number 3 already. What a magnificent goal. So 2-0. Deep into first half stoppage time. And David Jones, the central midfielder, has scored his 3rd goal already of this season. Unbelievable statistic. Jones has got. He's on a purple streak at the moment. There's the half-time whistle. Boos ring around the Liberty Stadium. Burnley with goals through Ings and a 25-yard cracker from David Jones gives us a half-time score here at the Liberty Stadium of Swansea City 0, Burnley 2. In the first half, they lead 2-0 here. In the other games at Villa Park, it's Villa 1, Aston Villa 1, Newcastle 0, Chelsea 1, Leicester 0 at Stamford Bridge, Palace 0, West Ham 1 at Selhurst Park, 1-0 to Hull City against Stoke City at the KC Stadium, Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0 at the Etihad Stadium, 0-0 at St Mary's between Southampton and West Bromwich Albion, and at the Stadium of Light it's Sunderland 0, Manchester United 1. So that brings you up to date with all the other scores as we're going on, as we see a substitution being made there. Ki Sung-young is going to come on for the ineffective John Joe Shelby. Second half gets underway and one of the goal scorers is on the ball immediately. Sam Vokes. Ings waiting in the middle. He almost got there. And Swansea, Burnley themselves last week, have got it all to do. Burnley themselves were 2 down. It's time to get back in it, admittedly. Swansea have got a bit more time than what Burnley had, but Burnley, those 2 goals from Jones, who pulled it back to 2-2. Oh. Well, you could say that was very committed from Duff, although a little rash and a bit late. And a yellow card. And I think The right decision was reached by referee Michael Oliver. No attempt. Went for the ball, completely missed it. Certainly got the man. So a free kick in a promising position for Swansea. They're about to make their second change. Back Timmy Gomez replaces Wilfried Bunny. Free kick. And Gilfie Sigurdsson behind it. Sigurdsson floats it in rather than shoots, which I felt was a bit surprising there, considering there was a good position there for a possible shot. Jones did well, so too did Kitely. Danny Ings. Some bucks. And his next match, incidentally, is next Saturday against Manchester United. Now the Mane. Good strike, good save. Jones was going in for another one. Amazing to think what the start that David Jones has had to season. 3 goals already from the centre of midfield. It is in again now. He's going to chip it. And Ings is going to get his first. Or is he? Flag had gone up for offside on the near side. Ings had run, well, far too far then. Definitely offside. Jones could have conceivably gone alone, but I think he was trying to get Ings to get off the mark for the season. And Ings got the timing of the run all wrong. Duff's header, finding Mane. Again, good ball in behind Vokes. Likes to run. Finding Mane. Can get it through. Comes toward though. Jones. Trippier. Not like a foul, but the referee's allowed it to go on. Gomez. Point there for Burnley. Routledge. Trippier did well. Boyd away. Vokes forward. Stings to his left. Here is Danny Ings. Now can he finish this game off once and for all? No, Fabianski saved. Saved well with his foot. Stuck out the foot. The left foot and saved quite well from Danny Ings. Jones with the corner. That's a good corner. And it's gone in. The captain strikes goal number 3. Jason Shackle. And Burnley will get their first win of the season. The goalkeeper has to take a huge chunk of the blame, although it did come off a defender and in. But Shackle will claim it. And the Clarets go 3-0 up. Jason Shackle, the scorer. And Burnley here taking their chances when Swansea failed to take those in the first half. And here's Ings. This could complete the rout. It has. And Ings is off the mark. He's been threatening to do that right from the word go. He was unlucky not to get one against Chelsea, but he's got one at the Liberty today and completes a miserable afternoon for Gary Monk's men. What a joyous one for the Clarets. 4-0. Well, Burnley, even though they came back from 2-0 down to get a 2-2 draw against Chelsea, I don't think they're playing as well as they did today last week. I'll tell you something, if those 2 late goals give confidence to the Burnley cause, my goodness, it's worked a treat. 4-0. Oh, Boyd sent his man crashing. He's allowed to go on, Swansea. Routledge, good tackle from Duff. He couldn't afford to slide in there because he's already carrying a bucket. Gomez. Chance here. Gomez! Good save. The yellow card has been brandished. What a remarkable bit of goalkeeping from Tom Heaton. Preserve the clean sheet. Meanwhile, for that foul, well, see foul down, Guildford Sigurdsson. George Boyd has bagged himself a caution. Meanwhile, corner to Swansea. Nodded away. In fact, it came off a Swansea head. Stoppage time at the end of the game, 500 minutes, but I don't think it's going to make any too much difference in the overall pattern of things. A comfortable victory for Burnley. It's just a question of how many they're going to win by. Oh, it was nearly 5. Sam Vokes with a superb header. And it crashed against the post with Fabianski beaten. That might be the last play of the game, to be quite honest. Goes short. Final whistle. Big boos ring around the Liberty. But it's a victory for Burnley, which they richly deserve. Goals from Vokes, Jones, Sheckle the captain, and Danny Ings off the mark for the season have got Burnley's first victory of the season by 4-0. And a warm welcome to Turf Moor for Burnley's third game this season in this Mark II career mode, and what a game it's going to be against Manchester United. Magnificent occasion. Burnley, who have drawn already against Chelsea, have already beaten Swansea, of course, this season, looking to get another victory here against the men from Old Trafford. And Glenn Whelan is the most significant change there. He's signed from West Bromwich Albion, and he will come in to decide the 30-year-old, replacing Dean Marney. So he'll play alongside David Jones in that central midfield role. And there is David Jones, incidentally. So a check on the teams, that one changed. Glenn Whelan comes in, he plays alongside David Jones. Otherwise it's the same team that knocked Swansea for 4 last week. As for Manchester United, Lindegaard is prepared to David De Gea in goal. It's Falcao and Van Persie up front. No Wayne Rooney in the 16, but Marquisio will play in a diamond midfield alongside Fellaini, Blind and Mata. David Jones, ex-Manchester United youngster, of course. Same, you could say, Tom Heaton. And the man in charge, Martin Atkinson, from West Yorkshire. United backed by 4,000 of their travelling supporters as Falcao gives the United fans a wave there to the cricket field stand, or the David Fishwick stand, known for sponsorship reasons these days as we get underway. Burnley came from 2 down, remember, in the opening match here to draw 2-2 in the last 4 minutes plus stoppage time against Chelsea. And they looked absolutely out of it at 2-0 down with seconds running out as United attack the Jimmy McIlroy standing there in chain shirts of white with dark shorts. Vokes trying to get Ings in behind, but that should be Lindegaard, and just a little bit too well of a hit there for Danny Ings from Sam Vokes. The idea was there. Challenged by Boyd. Keeps the ball in magnificently. Did well there for his credit. looking for runners and options, and shows him very quickly. Duff. Folks, that's a nice turn. Whelan. Tightly. Raphael getting back. This will be a United throw. Big tall fella of Fellaini takes it to Raphael. Blind. Oh, good challenge by Shackle. Did really well. And a free kick to Manchester United over on the far side. And a bit harsh that. Mr. Atkinson was a little bit trigger happy there in booking Shackle first defence and all that. Comes halfway through the first half. I heard it should have been at least a free kick, nothing more, nothing less. I think would have possibly sufficed, but Mr. Atkinson was having none of it, and a free kick to Manchester United, which Marion Fellaini, the big tall figure, will take. On the far side, whoops it in, and the header is won by Falcao, but it's gone wide of the target, and a goal kick. Manchester United's next game is against a fellow promoted side that Burnley went up with last season at Old Trafford, Queen's Park Rangers. Of course, there's the January transfer window, but that's been given away by Shackle to Van Persie. Trippier back. Oh, and as soon as we praise him, he gives it away, and that's going to be a penalty because Duff has hacked down. I think it might have been Mata inside the penalty area. Indeed it was. Yellow card now, so both Burnley centre halves on yellows, and Burnley have a penalty now to face. Well, certainly Tom Heaton has. It's the slightest of clips there. I'm not sure you could deem that a yellow card offence. I think it is a penalty, but again, like the challenge from Jason Shackle, I'm not sure you could give a penalty. You could actually give a yellow card for that. The penalty's been given. Falcao will take the penalty against Tom Heaton, and he finds the bottom corner. And for the second time in 2 home games that Burnley have fallen behind to penalties. Burnley now have to watch their step, because as far as the 2 centre-backs are concerned, they're both on yellow cards. Nothing dubious about the taking of the penalty. I don't think Tom Heaton, even if he'd have guessed right, had tried to move to his left-hand side, would have got there. Look at that, it's just too good it's just too good a penalty. It's right in the corner. And that's where goalkeepers hate the ball going, if you're having to face a penalty. Falcao gets his first of the season. It's a setback for Burnley with half an hour gone. There's no doubt about that. They haven't really tested Lindegaard as an attacking force yet. That looks a clear foul by Van Persie. Now the referee should be taking action there, because that's a clear obstruction. As we look at the penalty again from Falcao, it's a cool penalty. Let's give him credit. Now will Trippier go short? I would have thought, I'd have wagered he would. Jones back to Trippier. Jones didn't read that, and maybe he should have done. Shackle had to stay on his feet there, because he can't afford to slide in and give away a free kick or another yellow card. Burnley get the throw as we go inside the last 10 minutes of the first half. 4 to take. Can't leave a little bit of space over on the far side. Whips round the defender. Vokes waits in the middle. Vokes is there. Goal kick. Bit better that from the Clarets. Using the wing play to terrific effect. Certainly Kindly proved that against Swansea last week, where he just whipped round his marker and whipped some very good crosses into the penalty area at the Liberty Stadium. Oh, Tom Vokes there, just a little bit casual with the pass there. We're going to the latter stages of the first half. Falcao's 31st minute penalty proving to be a substantial difference, and it could get even worse here. Oh, what is a save! Oh, he's given another penalty! Well, Trippier can't believe it. Well, that's a ridiculous penalty decision, because Van Persie keeps running into Trippier and has conned the referee to give him another penalty. Well, this could get worse for the Clarets before it gets better. Well, Cow here could strike goal number 2 from the penalty spot. Can Heaton keep it out this time? Yes, he can! Well, maybe justice has been done now that time. Tom Heaton stays in the middle and makes possibly a game-changing save, but Burnley need to play a lot better second half, because the performance here, certainly in front of their own supporters in this first 45 minutes, could be better. But wait, Jason Shacko of all people has ambled forward and he's missed it. Oh, what an opportunity as the half-time whistle goes. Well, United have scored one penalty and missed one. Falcao scored after 31 minutes, but Tom Heaton right at the end of the first half saved Falcao's second penalty. So Burnley have it all to do still. They trail United by 1-0 at half-time. Let's just run through some of the half-time scores in some of the other games taking place up and down the country in the Premier League this afternoon. At Villa Park, it's Aston Villa 1, Hull City 1. At the King Power, it's 1-1 as well between Leicester and Arsenal. Same at the Etihad between Manchester City and Stoke City. At St James's Park, Palace have the lead against Newcastle. At Loftus Road, it's QPR 0, Sunderland 0. At the Liberty Stadium, Swansea's bouncing back from the defeat against the Clarets last week by beating West Brom at the moment by 2-1. And at Upton Park, West Ham 1, Southampton 1. Meanwhile, here at Turf Moor, we've got 2 substitutions. George Boyd has been replaced by Serge Gnabry, and the other change is Michael Duff going off and Michael Keane up against his old side now for the second half. And that is probably because both centre-backs from Burnley in the first half, Duff and Shacko, both got yellow cards. Burnley thought about it, and maybe that was the sensible thing to do. David Jones again tries to amble forward into the penalty box. Burnley can't play. They've got to play a lot better with a lot more vigour in the next 45 minutes or so. Otherwise it could be the first defeat of the season. Here's one of the substitutes, Gnabry. Kitely. Flashes of brilliance from him in that first half. Stands the cross up well, but not where Ings intended it would be. Sure whether Kitely or Ings were on the same wavelength. Laney's coming off, and Angel Di Maria comes on. Ings, I'm going to say nice turn, but with plenty back in white for United. Stephen Ward, can he whip his man? Yes, he can get a cross in. It's nodded away. It's Kevin Long, the substitute, and Heaton is well out of his goal, but he's found Vokes with his pass. This could turn out to be something good for Burnley. Ings on the follow-up. Oh, he's in it over. Oh, the angle might be tight, to be fair to Ings, but still you would expect him to have finished it from there. Is it going to be an afternoon of frustration here for Burnley? They only have a striker they've got is Jutkiewicz. Obviously Barnes he's out for 8 weeks. He's out for another 6 weeks or so. It's an 8-week injury, of course. Whelan spots the gap. Kitely's onside. Can he keep his head this time? Yes! It's gone in! Kitely's equalised! And with 25 minutes to go, it's game on! Credit to Whelan here. He saw Kylie in a lot of space. The flag had stayed down. And the referee's assistant quite rightly didn't raise it. And he shot across Lindegaard. It hit the inside of the post and rebounded in. 1-1. And Burnley's enterprise for a good start to the second half has duly been rewarded. Michael Kylie, first of the season. So that second missed penalty from Falcao could well prove costly for Manchester United. Because if that goes in, Burnley have a mountain to climb at 2-0. As it is, it's 1-1. Longwood the header. Whelan. Jones. Ings. And he's through this time. Oh, he saved it, Lindegaard. That's a fine save. Because it looked to all intents and purposes that Ings was going to strike goal for Burnley then. But he hadn't reckoned on Lindegaard keeping it out. Burnley pressing now. Lindegaard with the catch from Jones's corner. No time for Burnley to make one or two inroads on the transfer window, because that's his final day. That's tomorrow evening. Ings again, trying to stride through. At the moment with 30 minutes to go. Ooh, that's another debatable decision from Mr. Atkinson. James Wilson coming on for Juan Mata. I think if you were the Clarets, if you were Clarets at the moment, you looked at the three fixtures and you'd say, well, we'll take 6 points from those first 3 fixtures and we'd stay unbeaten with 2 draws and a victory, or 5 points rather. You'd be absolutely delighted with that, but Burnley could still conceivably win it. And Serge Gnabry here is in onside position and he's clean through. And Gnabry's had it saved. Kylie will follow up. He'll get the cross in. Vokes was waiting, so too was Ings. And United get it away, but only as far as Whelan. Xhaka stayed forward amazingly and has run into traffic. I think he needs to get back here, because Long may end up being short-handed if he's not careful. Jones. Xhaka still staying forward. Digs out a cross. What a frantic end to this game. Van Persie. Long doing his best to slow it down. Whelan. Just couldn't find Vokes in the end. 4 minutes. Referee going straight across towards the incident. Sam Vokes is there. Oh, he's booked him. Well, I'll tell you what, Burnley have deserved something from this match. They've worked very hard, especially this second half, and the equaliser from Kylie, well, it's just lifted the roof off Turf Moor, quite honestly. Good save from Eaton. That was a 3-header. Final whistle, and that is cheered as if Burnley have won the game. A draw it is. Falcao scored after 31 minutes for a penalty, then missed one near the end of the first half, and then with 25 minutes to go, Kylie saved a point for the Clarets and claimed a creditable 1-1 draw with Manchester United. Goodbye.